All right, today we are going to take a look at whether or not you should spend time playing Donkey Kong 4. Donkey Kong 4 came out in several different versions. This is a 2-in-1 cart that came out with the Jungle Book 2, which I have not played yet, so I'm not sure. I'm not going to give any commentary on that, but I will tell you, Donkey Kong Country 4, or as it's labeled on this screen, Donkey Kong 4, published by the JY Company, and it's a lot like Donkey Kong Country. In fact, I've played many different versions of Donkey Kong Country, including the Game Boy Color version and then the Donkey Kong Lands and things like that, and I will say that it plays better than the Game Boy Color version of Donkey Kong Country for me. Maybe it's just because it's bigger, the sprites are a little bit cleaner, and the graphics they're not trying to emulate the Super Nintendo graphics, which you really could not do on a Famicom or on an NES, which is where this game, which is how you play this game. The levels are easier to a point until you get to a point where it's not. I think, you know what I mean? The thing is, you start with 25 guys, 25 lives, which seems like a lot, but if you are as bad at Donkey Kong Country as I am, you will go through those 25 guys, even though you get an extra guy at 100 bananas, and if you spell out the word Kong, and there's even the balloons that have the 100, or give you an extra guy. It doesn't look like it has, or I didn't find many of the bonus stages that are found in the original Donkey Kong Country, and like I said, the levels are shorter, definitely shorter. There's 4 levels per world with a boss at the end, and it's just Donkey Kong Country kind of style playing. You can't do the ground pound that you can do in Donkey Kong Country for the Super Nintendo, and I'm not sure if you can do that for the Game Boy version. I haven't played it in a while, so I don't really remember. However, now all this aside, anytime you pick up a bootleg game, a pirated game, you expect it to be kind of, garbage. But this one, I don't know, to me it was fun to play. I have this Thanksgiving tradition where every Thanksgiving I play Donkey Kong Country, and because when we first got Donkey Kong Country, it was Thanksgiving. It's a whole thing. But I ended up playing this one throughout Thanksgiving and enjoying it until I got to level 4, which I could not complete, which is, I believe, this level. And, yeah, see, I just keep dying and dying and dying. The game does have a password system. It's 4 different characters. It's easy to remember, easy to write down, and it starts you back at the beginning of the world that you're on. So it would start you on 4-1. Now, for 4, the reason why it was so hard for me is because of the jumping around these big gears. You barely clear it as it is, so if you make one tiny mistake, you're dead. And there's a lot of parts that even if you have both Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong, if you get hit, like while you're in the air, you'll just fall to the ground and fall in a pit and die, and you won't be able to turn into Donkey Kong or turn into Diddy Kong, depending on who you started playing. So that's a big negative. The difficulty level, again, the negative. Some of the levels repeat where it shows you a very similar level to the one you played previously with just different hazards or more difficult bad guys and things like that. But look, I'll tell you what, I really enjoyed playing it. I wanted to beat the game. I wasn't able to, and I gave up because it was so frustrating. But, I'm going to put it on my list of things to keep on playing and see if I can beat it. I really wanted to do a long play video where it's the full game, but I as they say, crapped out. All right, well, listen, I think, is it worth playing, and is it worth your time? Something you should spend your time on? If you like Donkey Kong Country and never played it, it's a neat little hidden gem. Certainly, it's not essential for anybody. I wouldn't necessarily recommend buying the cart for it because you never know what you're going to get with bootleg cart, things like that. But I would absolutely say check it out if you like Donkey Kong Country. Super Donkey Kong Country 4, Donkey Kong Country 4, I should say, Donkey Kong 4. It's a pretty fun game, and I think you should spend some time with it. All right, man, gotta run. Thank you for hanging out today. As always, I wish you the very best. Good luck, God bless, good day, sir. If you want to get in touch, jaredmorris.com. Send me a like, a share, and subscribe and all that good stuff. Thank you for watching Joyrider Gaming.